everyone. As the camera slightly moves. Poltergeist. Fun times. Welcome to Toad TV. I am Mary Beth.
I am Helen.
Cheers.
Cheers.
We are the creative hands minds behind Toad Hollow. We have ice water. So, Fiber World 2020 is in the books.
Yes.
It is done. I'm just going to put it out there. I'm so glad it's over. We were doing live question and answer sessions at noon every day showing dyeing techniques and things like that. And for everybody who stopped by, thank you so much. We weren't very good at it, but we tried. And we're very good at dyeing. We're not very good at running question and answer things.
But it's, the dyeing is, unless you're planning to be showing people, at which point you're only doing like one thing. But when it's like in the midst of the whole production schedule, it's not ideal.
Also, with us, we cook for 10 minutes, and I happen to come in at the beginning of the 10 minutes on one day. So I'm like, all right, here, let me take you over here to do this. You know, and we'll talk over here. And then we'll come back and chat and watch as Helen was sparkling and things like that. So it's just, it was choppy, I think. And I apologize, but we did try and show some of the ways we dye some yarn and show you some of the yarn.
It was a true look into an actual dye
day.
So.
And then we also did live knit and chats at 4 o'clock every day. And we had a couple of days where we had quite a few people show up. And it was really nice to see some of your smiling faces.
Yes.
Penny, we haven't seen you in so long, and it's always such a great pleasure to see you. And Mary Ann, if you're watching, I can't believe I didn't realize that you were the one that wouldn't show your face. But there are certain people that we've been working with for quite a while, for several years, and it's so nice to actually place faces with them, you know. So if I had known it was you, I might have tried to pressure you to turn on your screen, but it's probably best that I didn't. But it's just, it's so nice to meet people, actually.
And actually, you know, everybody kept saying it's so nice to be able to actually talk back to you.
Right. Yes, there was, so the subject was broached at one of our knit and chats that we try and do it on a regular basis, open to you guys, have a regular Zoom meeting where anybody can sign in. And Tanya has very kindly offered her Zoom account for us to use. So we are going to try and put that together and maybe do it once a month, like towards the end of the month or something like that, where we have a live, Tabitha's Tail says hello, a live knit group, and we can chat.
Yeah.
And you
just
guys
with
will
the
have
understanding that with live, I cannot edit out.
We can always mute our
dogs.
We can mute our
thing.
guys.
Yeah.
I have a very hot cat sitting on my lap. Back end on my knee, front end on Helen's knee.
It's her favorite time. I got to tell you guys, the animals miss the daily podcasting. I got the treats for the dogs, and Spike's looking at me, and I'm like, no, not here. You go into the podcast. And all I had to say was podcast, and you click, 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 and they come running in here and sit down. They're all set to podcast.
Very happy.
Tabitha gets her one-on-one time.
It's good. Yeah. It's very good. Yeah. All right, so an update on the puzzle saga. You might remember that we ordered puzzles, and got 2 puzzles that we didn't order, and we got in touch with PayPal because we had paid through PayPal, and PayPal is trying to fix the whole thing, and evidently the company that is doing it has offered to refund us for one of the puzzles and call it quits. And we could argue and say, no, we didn't get what we ordered. We want to be refunded for both of them. I don't know how long that would take. We have decided that we are going to keep the Sistine Chapel one because that's a puzzle that we would do anyway. So we have a list puzzle.
They gave us, you know, essentially we have purchased a giveaway and we got a funny story for the podcast.
Right. So we have a lips puzzle that we're going to be giving away on a future podcast. I would hold it up, only it's across the room, and as I said, I have a Tabitha on my lap. So that's the update on that. And then we went to the post office on Friday, and there was a package waiting for us. So I inadvertently sent Harry Potter mini skeins to the wrong person. So she sent them back, but she sent us presents at the same time.
I love this. We send you the wrong thing, and then we get gifts as a result.
I know, this is really, I could get used to this. Anybody else want me to send them the wrong thing? All right, so this is Agatha, who is a spoon holder and steam releaser. You guys are going to want to find this, okay? Because this is so cool. She's a witch, and she sits on the edge of your pot, and then you can slide the spoon through.
And then she reduces the steam.
And it allows the steam to come through. Oh my God, this is so cool. It's made of silicone, and it is put out by Ototo. It's Ototo. Honestly, guys.
Which may or may not be a Colorado-based company, since this was a Colorado package.
Look at that. How awesome is that? I can't wait to use this. I can't wait. It's so cool. And then she also sent us a cookie cutter in the shape of Colorado.
Which is, this cracks me. It's like, boy, you had to really work at that one.
I'm going to hold it up against blue so you can see. It's just a rectangle. Thing in here is the Essential John Denver. Okay. John Denver was one of the artists that everybody could agree on in the car when we were driving. I'm going back to tapes. Okay, not CDs, tapes. But my dad didn't mind John Denver. My parents usually listened to opera when they were driving, so we usually had to listen to opera. And every now and then we could talk them into doing a Broadway show. John Denver was one that my dad liked so that we could do everything. So we have been listening to him for, I'm not even going to tell you how many years. And if you look at my Spotify playlist, I was going to take a picture and show you, Susan, but there are too many songs to include on it. And this is fantastic because we have a CD player in the car, and this is absolutely perfect for when we're driving. And I'm starting to get dozy because I get to sing along with all of this, and I know all the words. So thank you so much. I really, really, really love his music. So that was such a wonderful surprise. So thank you so much, Susan. I am sending you a note to say thank you as well, but it just, and she sent us, this is her, I'm going to cover over but this was the card that was involved. It's a picture of her dog sitting on her land, which is just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So thank you so much. I love the picture on the back. I really love the picture on the back. Thank you very much for sending it. And I apologize for sending it to the wrong person. And to the real Susan who's supposed to get it, it's already in the mail and coming to you. So you should get it any day now.
I apologize. Instacart is screwing with my order.
Did you have to go to the post office today? Because we have a lot of stuff waiting for us. I can't wait. Good stuff. Okay. So, thank you everybody who came and shopped with us at the Fiber Festival, because we have lots of orders to fill now. So thank you very, very much. That was very, very nice. And we met some new people too. We had a video going for part of the days, and people would check in and say hello. And I got to talk to some new people that have just found us. So that's great. I mean, that's really, really
overall, I think it was a great way to do the festival. I think next time you and I just have to do things a little bit differently.
Right.
And, you know, it's the first time doing creating this festival, us doing a festival this way. So it's just live and learn. I think the people who participated in the whole thing, going to the main stage and the lounges, had a great time. Just from the people that we spoke to.
Right.
So that,
and I know several people took classes.
Yeah.
And really, really loved the classes. Our friend Heather took a beading class, and she was, all of a sudden, she's showing me jewelry that she's
got a whole
making.
new business that she's going to do.
So that Heather, you amaze me.
Yeah.
So that it's so cool. So maybe we can try and arrange that we take classes.
And also get more involved in the main stage things and that kind of thing. So.
Right. So yeah, no, it was a good weekend. It was
Yeah.
a very good weekend. We're very, very pleased. So thank you guys very much. And I have to say that we got quite a few comments that, oh my God, you have fabric?
Yeah.
And they were very excited about that. So, well, I'm sorry, Drusilla, but they were. Okay. At one of the knit and chats, somebody wanted to see the Princess Bride colors worked up. So I'm like, oh wait, I have the Navelli sweater. And then I pulled it out and I'm like, oh, shoot, I should probably be working on this. So guess what? I started working on my Navelli again. Sorry about the choppiness. We're going back and forth with Instacart.
Screwing with my ice cream, and that's just not
Acceptable.
It's like telling me that I'm going to replace your Diet Coke with Diet Pepsi.
That will not be tolerated.
That will warrant Mary Beth throwing her knitting across the room.
Okay, I picked up my Navelli again because it's perfect knitting for, just mindless back and forth. I'm working on the back. You can see I have switched between skeins, and I did not alternate skeins. However, I don't care.
It's beautiful.
Really, I don't.
It just looks like you're fading yellows.
So that's the way it looks right now. I have gotten about 5.5 inches up my back. I have to get to 10, so I have 4.5 more inches to go. And then I think I start doing something with the shoulders. I'm not sure, because then I'm going to have to go and do the front too. But
yeah, you got to do the front first.
This is the Navelli. It's back out of the
It's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, it's back out of timeout, and I am working on it slowly but surely. And the past couple of nights, I've actually put on several inches so that it makes me think that it might be possible. That's not your place, sir.
I think they're just trying to find a cooler spot.
Okay. All right. Do you want to show?
Sure. My one yarn contribution, I have not picked up knitting in weeks. I've been mainly cross-stitching. But I started my snail. This is the Toft snail mail challenge that they were doing, where you bought the kit, and then once you're done, you take a picture of him with your snail mail. So I have a body and a foot. This is going to be his head. So there's that. And I'm almost...
Oh my gosh!
done his shell.
You started that last night.
It's very fast. I could probably do him all in one sitting. So this is his shell. So that's going to sit on there like that.
Oh my god, that's so cute.
So. Their patterns are really quite genius.
It's Edward's Menagerie, right?
Yeah, and my only issue with this one is it seems to make assumptions that you know a lot more than I do. So that I thought there were a couple sections where it could have been a little bit more, when I say this, I mean you should do this step by step by step.
Okay.
But I fudged it. We'll see what he looks like when he may have 6 horns or something. I don't know.
He's gonna be a snail for the hollow.
Right.
We'll fit in. We are the land of misfit toys.
So this is my great yarn contribution. I have to pick a project that I get excited about for knitting, and I just haven't. So.
But you're really excited about your Haid, so that you've been working on that. All right, I'm continuing on with my habitation throw, and I just really, really love this.
It is gorgeous.
All right, I am almost 2/3 of the way through my 3rd set of mini skeins.
Just gorgeous.
So I have added on, I finished up the Once Upon a Time mini skein with She Sailed Across the Ocean in blue, and then I started the Lost Words. So I have Acorn, Goldfinch, and I am almost done Adder. And then I have Dandelion Puff and the Lost Words to wind up. And
Are you getting better about having them come in because you were thinking they were too dark to begin with?
No, I think that it's going to be okay.
Okay.
I'm all right.
You know
I
what
am
I think it's
very,
gonna really
very
work?
happy with it up through She Sailed Across the Ocean. And then She Sailed Across the Ocean and Acorn got a little bit darker than I had originally thought, but I didn't want to leave out She Sailed Across the Ocean because it's part of the collection. So, but I'm okay
Plus,
with
to
it.
me, Sidekick is the darkest.
You think that's darker than She Sailed Across the Ocean?
However, Sidekick is gorgeous.
It is. It's beautiful.
But I think once you, because if you go like into the second monthly fairy tale skein
I think-
kit, that's so light that you'll have like a little bit of dark in the middle, and then you're going to branch
Right.
back out into the light.
So I'm going to wind up with the second monthly fairy tale.
Oh, okay.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish with the Lost Words. Then I'm going to do Jane Austen. I'm going to put Jane Austen in because
Oh, okay.
Sense and Sensibility is kind of, Persuasion's kind of dark. So I'll start with that.
Right, okay.
And it'll be a darker band in the middle. And then I'll start going back out towards the lighter colors. So I will do 3 more
So, yeah,
sets.
if you do Jane and then the Keeper, and then end up with the monthly.
And then end up with the second monthly fairy
Okay.
tales. I think it's going to be beautiful.
yeah, that'll be cool.
So it'll be very, very light going into a darker band.
I
and then
might
going
do
out.
Sense and Sensibility in between Persuasion and like the Lost Words, because I think that's going to be really dark. But you can see when you're.
Yeah,
I mean, it is your blanket.
we shall see.
Yeah.
And since we're replacing all the fairy tale or all the mini skein kits, I now have them at my disposal. So, but I will have 6 kits altogether in the blanket when I'm done.
So far you're doing 5 kits.
This has 5.
Because the Keeper
That has
and
5, and that has 5.
the Fairy Tales, you might want to just take one of them out.
Right?
Or maybe take Persuasion out. But you'll see.
Maybe. Yeah, we'll see.
Because you're going to have 2 extra at the end.
I could do 1 more row, do the Lost Words, and then do 1 more from one of them.
Oh, okay.
So that'll give me the thing plus 1.
Right.
And
And
then,
then do everything else plus 1.
Right,
Okay.
going back.
Yeah.
that might work. All right, so that's where it is so far. I love it.
It is absolutely gorgeous.
Love it. So I'm really excited for it to be finished so that I can see the final product. And it's going to be great to bring to shows and show people. You want to see what this mini skein collection is? Psh,
Yeah.
here you go.
Also, it's going to be it's going to be like great wrap. Just to wrap around
It
you.
is.
And
Because I tried to wrap it around myself the other day, last night as I was working on it. And it wraps very nicely as a big triangular shawl right now. So it's going to be
So
even
you've got
better
the
as a
right width.
rectangle,
Yeah.
as the square. Yeah. Okay.
all right. So I've been working on my Haid. I'm not going to show it right now because I think we're going to show cross stitch later in the week.
Yep.
But we were talking about it, and my great conundrum right now, aside from the fact that I have this first page that I'm working on is my try every method of cross stitch possible.
Well, part of it is you're doing a full coverage, huge project that you've never done before, so you've got to get your feet wet and figure out what works.
Most people do like little test sections and don't just like start it and say, well, I'm going to change now. However, looking at it, you can't really see that much. I'll show you one place where you can see where I did something a little bit wrong.
I really think that in the overall scheme of things,
And I think that's going to even itself out.
right?
So I'm trying all different stitch methods, whether I do row by row, whether I do cross country,
So what have you?
within the block, whether I do tent stitch versus full cross. So right now, I'm going
For
to.
Monday, August 24th, this is where we are.
I'm going to finish. I have like 20 stitches left in the particular column that I'm in. And then...
So what are you doing right now?
Right now, I am doing a blend. Well, I'm kind of doing cross country.
Okay.
Within a 10 stitch.
Okay, so for people who are not cross stitchers.
Cross country is I take one color and I do everything in that color within a section, and then I go on to the next color and do everything in that color.
I tried to do that. I get thrown off. I count wrong. And then I wind up over where I thought it was supposed to be, and it's in the wrong place, and I get very frustrated. So for me, that doesn't work.
Right, and I knew that that was going to be a problem, like, because there are people who, it's called extreme cross stitching, where they take the entire project and they do one color for the entire project. That I could never do. But I thought if I kept it within a confined space, because I've got it gridded, it would be easy. And for the first couple of colors it was, but then as I started to fill in, then I lost my grid. So that my guide was gone because I've filled in where the grid lines are.
Gotcha.
And also now where I am now is I have lots of tiny little pinprick holes that I have to fill in and decide which color goes where, but I've lost my counting.
Right.
So I have to finish it this way, but we have determined cross country is not for me. So when I go on to the next column, I'm going to try diagonal.
What's that?
That's where you block your pattern off on the diagonal and you work within the diagonal. And they say you don't get lines in your stitching that way that you get with doing row by row.
But,
and you can kind of see going forward a little bit better than you can with all the park stitches, supposedly.
I don't get that. How do you do it by diagonal?
You draw, if you think of a 10 by 10
right
block, you draw the diagonal from one corner to the other on your pattern.
Okay.
And you just do
either the top triangle or the bottom
like
triangle.
If you're going top to bottom, you'll do the top triangle. And then what you'll do is, when you finish that, then, so you're on the 10 stitches on your pattern. So then you go to the 20 block and you draw, and now your diagonal is getting bigger and bigger.
Okay.
But you only do the diagonal rows.
Okay.
Supposedly it's easier.
Okay.
So
all right.
I'm just figuring out which
this
is going to be this.
This is very good. This is really very good.
The 10 stitch I've figured out, so I think I'm going to continue with that as opposed to the full cross, just because it's faster.
So, again, for non-cross
10 stitches
stitchers,
like a half stitch, but you have to. It's a little more involved, and I'll get into that when I show it, because I'll show by doing it all one direction what happens.
Okay.
So, and then my biggest conundrum is, do I spend $100+ on a stand, a lap stand, and scroll? So, to make it easier.
A scroll too.
But you need, the lap stand just has the piece, but you need something to put in the piece to hold the cross stitch.
Okay.
So.
Okay. All right. Well,
it's just.
So what if I told you you could either get a lap stand or we could afford to get an ice cream maker?
Well, I'll tell you, the ice cream maker is twice what my lap stand is.
Yes. But if you had the choice between one or the other, which way would you go?
Well, you know I'm going to go with the ice cream maker.
Stay tuned. You'll see what we do. Okay.
What would you do?
Yeah, tell us what you would do. And tell us if Helen should get her stand or not.
If anybody does Hades all the time, whether it's stand, I'm stitching in hand right now. I do not have a hoop or a Q-snap or anything. I just have it in hand. So for the Hades stitchers of the world, let me know what you do.
Okay. Yeah. Helen's stand is in your hands. The fate of the stand.
The fate of my cross stitch.
Yeah. And whether we get an ice cream maker. Okay.
Spoiler alert. I would lay odds we get both.
We'll see how things go. All right, we will see you guys tomorrow.
Yes.
We are back onto our regular schedule, doing the live videos and running the festival and everything. It just got out of hand, so we missed a couple of days.
Too much on camera time.
And just trying to figure out,
We tried doing it on Friday. We have like half a podcast, and we literally got up and walked away.
Well, it was just, because we had to be here at this time and we had to do this at this time, and it was just, time got away from us.
Yeah.
So that, so we are back on schedule, and we will be dying and doing all sorts of things, and we will be keeping you informed.
Yes.
So have a lovely day, everybody.
Enjoy.
Go forth and create something beautiful,
Bye.
and we will see you tomorrow.